Welcome, podcast listeners. It is episode number 372 of the Fret Talk podcast. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You are joined this week by Pabba-da-babba-da-babba-da-doo. It's Lee. Say hi, Lee.
It's me. Hi, me.
Hello. It's been a while.
Hello.
It's been a little while. 2 or 3 weeks-ish.
Hold my head up high.
I don't know the song, but careful, we might get a copyright strike for that.
You think?
I mean, I wasn't sure what it was, but I'm sure someone will. How are you, Lee? It's been a little while.
Oh, ups and downs, mate. Ups and downs. I'm getting over a cold, so my voice will slowly get more husky, which I know the listeners love.
Yeah,
really.
Just increasingly sexy as the podcast goes on, and you'll.
Yeah, I did I brought a glass of water down with me, but we've been talking for so long before the podcast, I've got through it already. I'm just looking at it now longingly.
It does not fare well.
Shit. No.
I tell you what, after the podcast, the night after the podcast, because we're talking for the best part of 2 hours, and we've got glasses of water next to us, and I'm constantly sipping away. You probably hear a little whistle during the podcast every so often with the little air hole in the top of my cup.
Right.
I always wake up at about 4 o'clock needing a piss. Without fail, it's it's the morning piss the day after a podcast. This is the kind of trials and tribulations that we go through, listeners, to bring you the hottest podcastiness. I'm having a giggle at that because over the last couple of weeks for the podcast descriptions, it always follows the same kind of pattern. So it's whoever the hosts are bring you the something guitar news of the week, and I started with freshest, and then just kept using the synonym button. So the one week we had the crispiest guitar news of the week, and then it got weird, so I had to rein it back in a little bit. But I had fun with the synonym game, and it really shows that either people aren't necessarily reading that description on the podcast, which, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't do that on podcasts that I listen to as well, so I'm not blaming anyone. Or
YouTube videos. Very rarely do I ever read descriptions on YouTube videos, and we put so much into bloody writing them as well.
I mean, you're right. If we thought about it logically, you'd just put 2 lines, wouldn't you? You go, this is the pedal, this is what we're doing with it. But no, we put, it's we put in a kind of literary award winning amount of time, and then for 2 people to read it,
one person reads it.
Yeah, and the other person is basically us proofreading it.
Yeah, I write it, read it, you proofread it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually
right.
I write it and you tell me where I've put a fucking spelling mistake in it.
Question for you.
Go on.
What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? We will hold off for a little while. First of all, we're gonna mention our sponsor.
Mysterious.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We're going to mention our sponsor, which of course is affordable.co.uk. Affordable brings you pedals from DemonFX, JSA Effects, Mosky, Joyo, 4D, Caline, Nox, Moval, and Mvave. Mvave. They're all at amazing prices. I think there are some new JSA effects in as well. Check in with that. I think you might be doing the Nightingale, which I hear is rather good. They are a UK company with all of their stock ready to ship in fantastic recyclable packaging. You definitely need to check them out if you are a fan of budget pedals. They are affordable.co.uk. Yes, I will tell you what I've been up to. And I will definitely tell you what I've been up to because it is a video that I was very proud of. But before we do that, it is tradition that we mention the shit news. And I think, actually, Lee, this is best served coming from you, because not only is it shit news, it's not only shit news, but it's something that you've had a bit of experience with yourself personally, isn't it?
No, I people think that I own one and that I'm struggling with this, but no, I'm just a bit pissed off with it because. All right, so I did a live stream about this. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I want you to go and watch the video. So you can go ahead and have a look at the channel, see this video that we did, and it's basically saying, "What the fuck, Kemper? What are you up to?"
Yes.
I'm sure that everybody listening to this knows the story by now because it's been all over like the whole industry. So yes, Kemper have the profile of player, and apparently this is something that they said that they were going to do from the very beginning, but I've never heard of it, and neither of many of the owners. Effectively, they released it lacking its full capability, and now I've released level 2 and level 3 upgrades at considerable monetary cost. So level 2 to unlock some more effects and being able to add a few more banks and so on and so forth costs you £150, and level 3 costs you £125.
Yes.
And it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we've compared this to many different companies, such as we looked at Eventide and how you had the H9 and you had the H9 Core, which had everything.
So yeah, you had the H9 and then the H9 Max, which had all of the algorithms.
Now, the way they did it was they said, okay, look, you can buy these individual algorithms they weren't much either. You could buy these individual algorithms and set up the H9 exactly how you wanted it.
Yeah.
Or if you want everything, you can buy the core version. The Max version.
Yeah.
Eventually, they changed it out and allowed you only sold the Max.
Yeah.
And now they've got the H90. It comes with everything. And then when they release an update, it's free.
Yeah.
So they stopped that bullshit.
Yeah.
Even though people were pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah, I think the difference with it was that it was upfront. It was released at the same time. They said, if you want to save some money on this, if there's only like certain algorithms that you want, we're going to give you a saving here by just giving you the hardware itself, and then you can buy the individual algos, or you can go for the Max and get
you have
everything.
to abbreviate everything, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I am British. That's what we do.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what they said. But what really hurts with the Kemper thing,
yes,
is twofold for me. One is Kemper were the champions of the modeling technology.
Yeah.
I mean, that they pushed this technology into our faces, and everybody was talking about it for years. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
And then all they've done since is milk the same technology.
Yeah. They're like Bob Geldof. Bob Geldof with I Don't Like Mondays, aren't they? They've been riding on the coattails of that for the rest of their career, basically.
Yeah, tell me why. But I mean, everyone wants to see the Kemper 2. A bit like everyone wants to see the Helix 2, you know?
Yeah.
But that we know the Helix 2 will come out eventually. The more and more I see the Kemper just like saying, okay, now we've put it into this format, now we've put it into that format. Oh, and guess what? This could actually do more, and we're going to make it like this. It's disheartening. And the fanboys are all like, oh, yeah, but if they put all that power into the small pedal, the people who bought the big pedal are going to be pissed off. I mean, like, why did they make it so powerful then?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have made it cheaper. What really hurts this, though, simultaneously, is that the Cortex Nano Cortex.
The Nano Cortex Nano, yeah.
Came out like a few days beforehand, and it does everything that this does, but at much cheaper cost.
Yeah.
When you consider the upgrades. So, I mean, that came out and everyone was like, oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And then Kemper released this bullshit and everyone was like, the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And then today, Tonex, Amplitude, who are a contender to them, released a massive update, which we'll talk about in just a moment.
Yeah.
Shits over both of them.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily shit over both of them, but it competes. Like you said, we'll talk about that a little bit later on, and it really will highlight how much Kemper have dropped the ball on this one. One thing that really kind of pissed me off about this, apart from the fact that they have the absolute gall to charge for the updates, is that, I mean, they've marketed it level 2 and level 3, which is kind of pretentious and shitty anyway. But if you want the upgrades of level 3, you have to go through level 2.
So, but they're like, oh yeah, but we do a bundle where you can buy them both together, which is for a bit cheaper. Yeah,
but so you're like, it's really shitty. It's like when you bundle in the price of the player itself and both updates, you're getting really close to something like the HXLT, or even like the boss, the GT 1000, and you're just like,
but the GT 1000 isn't a modeler.
No, neither is the Helix. They don't do amp profiling. They do modeling, which is
correct.
It's a different thing, but in terms of functionality, in terms of like what they can do, it's like you're getting more out of the GT 1000. You're getting more out of the Helix LT.
Yeah, and you got to think as well. This technology that Kemper's pushing out is old.
Yeah,
this isn't up to the scratches. This isn't up to scratch like the Quad Cortex profiling and the Tonex profiling.
Yeah,
this is the first generation, and they're just rehashing it.
So with the like with companies like Line 6 releasing almost like 6 monthly updates on the Helix, and with like so you got Line 6 doing that. You've got the Tonex has got basically like a library that's not only like curated but user generated as well, full of options. Then it is really difficult to justify the Kemper, and it's really sad because, as you said, Lee, the Kemper was a market leader. It started off kind of this amp modeling revolution, amp profiling revolution. It was when it was after the kind of stuff like the Pod XT and stuff, where it was still seen as just, oh, this is a multi-effects. It was that next step. It was like, oh,
it was groundbreaking.
This stuff is
all
really
the bands
good.
Were using it as well. All bands were using it.
Yeah, like touring bands had started picking it up, and then it was taken seriously. And it paved the way for the stuff like the Helix. It paved the way for the stuff like the Head Rush and the GT Core, the GT 1000, and even the Quad Cortex. The Quad Cortex wouldn't have been as popular if it hadn't have been for Kemper paving that way. But this decision to like tack on pricey updates onto, like you say, something that is knocking on for a decade-old technology, it's embarrassing. Like I can't like use any other word. It's embarrassing for Kemper. So like it's not the thing that we want to be that we want them to be doing. We want something like we want the new Kemper, the Kemper 2 coming out. We want them to do well. We want them to be innovating yet again.
NAM 2011 preview. 2011 preview. The Kemper profiling amplifier.
Yeah, so that's over a decade old now. So
yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It really is. I know we like vintage stuff, but when it comes to digital stuff, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Yeah, the digital stuff. You want to be on the cutting edge because it's something like every 1.5 years, technology is either half the size or twice as fast. Yeah.
I'm reading a book at the moment. It's called The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe.
Okay.
No, Skeptic's Guide to the Future. It was recommended by some top scientists, and it's all about like how we can't predict the future very well. But one of the things that is predictable that in one of the chapters is, as you say, how quickly computer tech and digital technology moves on.
Yeah. So realistically, the Kemper stuff is like it's not even like within the line of sight of where new stuff is because it's that far back.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, people are still out there, still using it. It still sounds good. I'm not saying that it sounds dated and it doesn't sound like listening to a pod from 20 years ago. You can hear.
I've played a few of them and I've not liked them.
But you can hear the difference there, and I'm not saying that that's the case here. Like the Kempers are still decent sounding things, but it is embarrassing the fact that they are trying to eke basically like £300 worth of update out of a unit that you've already paid like 600 quid for anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to laugh, go and have a look at the comment section of the video we did, because the fanboys are just they're unbelievable.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't remember what. There was a comment that someone put on the video in the post they did on Facebook.
Yeah,
and I had to comment saying, "Are you fucking stupid?" it was one of those really, really stupid things where it's like, what does it matter? If you don't like it, don't buy it or something like that. And it's like,
yeah, like standard.
It's our job to talk about it.
Yeah, like
it's our job to bring it out to people. It's not like we're talking about Star Wars coming out and going, "Oh no, this isn't good." I mean, I agree with it on that sort of thing. If you don't like something, don't fucking watch it. But we are reporting on what people are selling.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people out there that have bought this and are now like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah. I would feel very ripped off if I would have bought the Profiler, the Profiler player, to then find out, oh no, there are features, they're just hidden behind a paywall. I likened it to the video games industry, where
exactly,
like about 10 years ago, you were getting games where bits of the game were cordoned off, and it was, oh, this part is premium content. And you're just like, you slimy bastards.
I mean, it's 70 quid for a game, and it's exactly.
But now you have to pay an extra 20 quid to play the full game. And there were games as well where like the quote unquote true ending was held behind a paywall, and you just like,
I've not come up against that. What game was that?
I can't remember. But there was a few of them that had done shit like that, and I'm just like, it didn't go down well in the games industry. I don't want to see it now happen in the guitar industry. I don't want to see this now being the new feature. Like,
so I've got a mate, right? He's developing a new game for quite a large company, but they're based down in Malmo, and he was telling me about this game, and it sounds really, really good. It's and I'm like, you got any microtransactions? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, Bad ones is like, no, not really. It's just like a little bit of clothing here or there. Nothing that's going to be game changing or pay to win. Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, okay, I can live with that, because I never buy that sort of thing anyway.
But like that's the kind of shit that also riles me, because it used to be the case where all of the hidden costumes and like the different aesthetics for it were hidden behind gameplay, and you had to
like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a prime example of that. Like the new one that came out, for instance, and the last two. So Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales, and then Spider-Man 2. All of the hidden costumes that are on there, you have to earn. You have to earn them.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant, because me and my boy, we played through like twice because he fucking deleted the save.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he was so excited getting all the costumes.
Yeah, and that's what it's about, isn't it? It rewards you to play the game, and
you know, in Australia, they've just said that any game that contains loot boxes, is automatically a rated M for mature.
Yeah,
it's akin to gambling.
Yeah.
So I mean, the whole planet's moving against this style of bullshit, and then
predatory transactions.
Yeah, and Kemper's like, "Oh, that looks good."
Yeah, I mean, it's short-term gain, isn't it? It's a case of, we can charge people for this, and they probably will buy it. And I've got no doubt that people out there have bought it already. They'll go, yeah, it sucks that they're charging me, but I want these features. And people will have bought it. But I don't want it to be popular enough that they go, this is the way forward. Because I don't want then Strymon to bring out a new pedal and go, okay, you've got 3 presets in this, but the 4th preset will cost you. And then I don't know who else does kind of digital stuff, like the next Helix being like,
you know what, right? When you get that pedal, you're paying for the hardware that's in there, yeah? If you're paying for hardware that's in there that's unutilized because that's behind a paywall, you're basically paying for something you can't use.
Yeah. It's akin to the BMW heated seat debacle as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. People were not happy about that. And quite rightly so. I've got the ability to have heated seats, but you want to charge me a subscription? No, thank you. And I think that's probably where we need to end on that one, because we could spend the entire hour talking about how predatory...
Much of...
Yeah.
But it does take us over nicely into the Tonex update. So should we talk about that now?
Yeah, let's do it. I was going to leave it to the end, actually, because it's probably the most exciting thing, but it does really tie in nicely.
It's like a segue, apart from us talking about it being a segue.
Yeah, it's fine. So, so the IK Multimedia's Tonex, already great. Like, they've brought out 2 products in that line. The first one was like 350 quid, basically, for like a profiling amp, in similar vein to the Kemper. So already like much, much more affordable than a Kemper or a Quad Cortex.
We have to put all the cards on the table. If you wanted to be able to do profiling, you had to buy an extra bit of kit. Yeah,
but the majority of people who buy Kempers aren't using it to profile. They're using it they're downloading the tones off
people's.
Yeah,
exactly. And I think I was a bit annoyed by it at the start, but then when I kind of understood that, it did make sense.
Yeah, because I've been on the Tonex, whatever it's called, like Tone Cloud or whatever they call it, and I didn't even find the end of where the profiles ended. I scrolled through pages and pages and pages of profiles, and still didn't find anywhere near an end to it. So there's more than you would ever need. There is also like companies who are selling profiles on there as well. So You've got like content creators like the Studio Rats, who've made their own log profile packs and are selling them at like £7-8 a pack. So you get like 5 or 6 of their specific profiled amps, which
we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to.
Yeah. And then Mesa Boogie as well have gone on there for like £99 and sold their one. Like complete. Again, it's like the predatory microtransaction version of the Tonex, but you can get like dual Rex, triple Rex, Mark 525s. You can get all of these in the free area. If you do a little bit of searching, you can get that. The only thing is, like, they're officially made by Mesa, and they're curated by them. So they it's their specific versions of, and now I assume they'll have put some time and effort into making sure that they're quite accurate. Anyway, by the by, lots and lots of stuff available in the Tonex for
standard.
Yeah, as standard, yeah. And you get it all at the price of about a third. Definitely, like half of the Profiler player is the Tonex, basically. And then they, of course, they brought out the Tonex 1, which is
fantastic.
It's just incredible. It's ridiculous how much value for money that is. The profiles sound just as good as they do on the big Tonex, but it's just the switching functionality is more limited. So already a really, really good bit of kit. As part of the standard thing, you get reverb compressor, you get a noise gate, and then all of the rest are kind of based around the controls of an amp, like bass, mid, treb, presence, depth, I think was one of them as well. So you've got everything that you need in there to create a nice kind of bass tone, like a bass for like putting pedals into, or
an amplifier.
Like,
you got an amplifier and a pedal, basically.
Yeah. Well, you can. So you can have an amplifier. You can have an amplifier and a cab together. You can have an amplifier, a cab, and a pedal in front of it, like a drive pedal in front of it. So you can model entire rigs as well. But
yeah,
it's just a snapshot of that rig.
When I say amp, I automatically mean amp and cab. When I think of amp, I don't think of like just running into an amp without a cabinet.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, it's important to make the distinction.
Yeah, so it's got the flexibility as well. Say, for example, you've always been a user of the 2 notes stuff, and you've set up a bunch
of for many years.
Yeah, really, really good cab sounds, really comprehensive interface with like being able to get very, very authentic sounding. It sounds like a cab in a room kind of approach. I was using
brilliant. You can't beat them.
Yeah, absolutely. I was using the free version of Wall of Sound because you get like 5 or 6 cabs included in that. I was using that for like the first year of the No Talk All Titan series. I was using like the Joyo amp sim pedals into that, and people were commenting and saying how nice my clean tone was. So it is a phenomenal bit of kit. So if you were used to that and you'd got all of your amps set up on that, but you wanted the preamps of different amps, Tonex into that, beautiful.
What have they done now?
They have changed the game. My good friend Lee, they have changed the mother flipping game.
We mean today, baby, today, which is like a few days ago for you listeners.
Yeah. Like this was kind of the arse end of last week. So they've released an update, which I will be getting on as soon as possible, which basically pulls it in line with the Neural DSP Nano Cortex. And
what? Sorry, I totally interrupting you there. Just a thought. What day is this going out? Monday.
Yes.
So tomorrow, listeners, on the Tuesday, we should have a video out about it as well, so you can go and listen to some of these tones.
Absolutely. Our good man, Jason, is fingers crossed doing that. Please do it, Jason.
Speak.
Yeah. So the update to the Tonex pedal basically does very similar to what the Nano Cortex and the Kemper does, where you've got basically like 2 slots for effects within the kind of the block. So rather than
you've
it just
one on the Cortex, haven't you? On the Nano Cortex, I think you've only got 1 effects slot.
Oh, is it? But you get reverb as a kind of as a given, or is it?
I think so. I can't remember. I think you get a given reverb and a given delay, but then you get yes, it's a modulation, but the only modulation you get is the dimension chorus.
Oh, okay, so very quite limited actually. This one
is quite limited.
I think you might also get. So the reverb is already built into this, but it feels like they're saying that you get 2 additional effect slots. So you can have two sets of effects as well as the standard effects that you've got on, so the noise gate, the compressor, and the reverb already. These effects are chorus, flanger, tremolo, phaser, rotary, but there's also a new spring reverb because there was a spring reverb in the old one. So maybe like a slightly different voiced spring reverb because I think it's quite a dark sounding spring in the last one. But you also get 2 delays on top of that as well. So
yeah,
that is phenomenal. Because it's IK Multimedia Amplitude, I can guarantee that it's probably going to sound good because they've had years worth of experience modelling these effects.
There's something more as well. It's one of the complaints that people had, which caused a little bit of confusion, was that obviously this is IK Multimedia who do Amplitude, which people, including myself, have been using for years, and it didn't marry up exactly with the Tonex, even though like you've got Amplitude X and Tone X. People are like, well, what's going on here? But now they've made it so they marry up together, so you can use Amplitude in some way, shape, or form on your Tonex.
Yeah, simplifies the connection between the 2 platforms. So basically, because the ToneNet, that's the one. ToneNet, it's not quite real time. So you make tweaks on it, and then it updates when it updates. Basically, this saying it updates in real time. So
I see
the computer editor basically then works as an interface rather than like having to import a setting and then it actually being easier to just adjust on the pedal itself.
Well, that's a huge bonus, isn't it? A huge bonus.
Yeah. Look, it's just tightening everything up. And how much are they charging for this update here? Oh, would you look at that?
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's an awful lot. I mean, I'm going to make a video about it.
it's nil poir, no pounds. So yeah, basically like Kemper and Neural are out here like fighting over this kind of mini profiler supremacy. OK Multimedia just waltzes in, says hold my beer, and just blows them both out the water with this.
I mean, it's arguably better technology than the Kemper. I wouldn't say it's better technology than the Quad Cortex. I think that probably has the edge on the Tonex.
Yeah.
But it's a fraction of the cost, and you're getting basically all the features that you get on the full Quad Cortex, I believe, just less switches.
Yeah. It's not quite as fully featured as the full size Quad Cortex because that allows for like crazy routing systems and like stereo effects and shit like that. And this won't do that. But
is it not?
It's got a stereo out, but I don't think it will do to the level of like tweakability that you can do on the Quad Cortex, because it's very similar to the Helix in the sense that you've got blocks and you can move the blocks anywhere, even if it doesn't make sense. Like,
right. I mean, with the Quad Cortex as well, you get all the really cool plugins that they've made. They've made it available on there now as well.
Yes, like again, if you've bought those plugins, you get the access to those presets. Yeah, fine. Like, it's fine. It was something they discussed before, like at the kind of the birth of the unit itself. They said they were looking to do plugin integration, and it wouldn't be something that would be a free update. It would be a case of those who had the plugins would get access to it on their Quad Cortex. It's wonderful that they're getting those two things to marry up together.
And it makes sense with that, because that was their business before they released the Quad Cortex. It was them; they were making these plugins.
Yeah,
so that makes sense.
Yeah, but it seems like a similar thing's happening here with the Tone X as well, because IK were Amplitude. They were Amplitude for as long as I've known them, and now they're getting the Amplitude integration with the Tone X. In this article that we've got, they have got a special edition white, or it might be silver, Tone X.
It looks well good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've already got a Tone X. I went out and bought that one myself because I was so impressed by what I heard. And like, I'm considering this white one because it looks so goddamn good.
I'm just thinking next to my H90 and my Kernum Ridge, if I was to put my DD500 back on the board, which I'm a little bit tempted to do because I was playing with that recently.
Yeah.
And then had this as well, which I totally don't need. But it'd start to have it would start to look all very, very white on there.
Yeah, you get a kind of really clean aesthetic, kind of like Apple from the kind of mid 2000s.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
that would be pretentious, but you know what?
I mean, I've got those two Victory amps on there. What the fuck do I need a Tone X on there for?
For more options. Right, so we talked about the Tone X. I think we're probably going to be looking towards some kind of renewed interest in the Tone X based on this. It's well deserved. It's a great unit. What we should do though is talk about what we've been up to. I did a video. In fact, you've seen the video as well, haven't you?
Which one was it?
The one about effects order on Pedalboards of Doom.
Oh, I like that video. That was really good. Yeah. You were sassy pants in that, mate. You were sassy pants.
Let's see. I don't think I was necessarily that sassy, apart from that one dig at the Big Muff.
No, there were a couple of other things in there as well, which was quite funny. I can't remember what they were off the top of my head, but yeah. I mean, listener, go watch his video he put out and. Tell us in the comments whether you think he's a sassy pants or not, because I think he was a sassy ass. Yeah.
Just drop the word sassy pants into the comments. We'll know. Yeah. So basically, we were looking at the age-old question of like effects order, weren't we? And we tried out some different methods of like switching up the effects order. Again,
yeah, I wanted to call it out of order, mate.
You're out of order. Yeah, it was massive fun to do. Like, switching up effects order is really good fun. Like, it goes against your natural instincts sometimes because you go, no, like the consensus is that we don't do it that way around. But actually, you get some really interesting tones.
And then straight away after you stopped filming it, like, we started talking about it and we started coming up with more. We were like, there's so many of these cool things to do. I'll give you one that isn't on the video because I don't want to spoil what's on the video for you. But when you're running a synth pedal and you get loads of transients, so like with the high trebly-ness of a synth, and it's kind of like you feel like, fuck, I'm going to blow my speakers in a second. And not to mention it's going to really like mix up, like fuck up the mix.
Yeah.
Put a compressor after it. And it just brings everything into the right levels, and it's a wonderful way of taming pedals with far too much transients.
Yeah. I mean, we do a similar kind of thing in the video itself, and I'm not going to go too much into it, but it really does make an effect, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been tempted to have a compressor at both ends of my chain.
Indeed.
I always have a compressor on at the front, but it'd be cool to be able to have it on at the back as well. But I just, because I've got the ESA, I just have it on different presets, so I can just click a button and it moves to the end.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's really good for going at the end. The Wampler Ego 76 is fantastic for going at the end of a chain.
Yeah, I've got one of them.
Because it's
what have I got? Is it the?
Yeah, you've got an Ego 76. Yeah, sparkly boy.
Yeah. Really lovely pedal to look at. That is one of my favourite pedals to look at.
Yeah, it's a really good kind of studio sounding comp as well. So you put it at the end of your chain, and it just adds that studio sheen to your guitar signal. It glues everything in your signal chain all together, and you just get this really nice unified gloriousness. It's fantastic. Yeah. What I will say though, if you haven't watched it already, do go out and watch it. It's on Pedalboards of Doom, but wear headphones. Please wear headphones. Because
let me. Yeah, man, absolutely. I didn't, but I knew what to expect from the sounds, and I could pick out what I needed to. But I know if I put headphones on, it was going to be so much clearer.
Yeah, definitely.
The drive ones. But
yeah.
Let me tell you what I did on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, carry on.
So a mate came over. No, it was Monday, sorry. My mate Simon came over, and he's my bass player. And I have this old PV 4x12, and I plugged into it out of my Victory Duchess V4 amp, and plugged his bass into the return. So we were just using the Class D power amp on it, and interestingly, the master volume still worked, whereas usually it bypasses it when you do that. So that was handy. But I put the Wampler Ego in front of it just in case, so I could use that as a master control.
Yeah.
And it sounded lovely. It's like we were actually sitting there going, fucking hell, that's one of the best bass tones I've heard in ages. It was unbelievably good. But he also brought over his drum machine, which was a Behringer version of a 606.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, so he plugged that in, and I sat down and I had the compressor on. And I was like, wait a sec. And I got actually at first I got the DL4 out, but it was making some weird noises with every time the tap tempo was flashing. It was going, which was fucking annoying.
Yeah,
I took that off, and I was like, all right, let me try the DD500. Plugged that in, and he sat there like making these beats on this drum machine. And I was sat on the floor, and I was like tweaking the compressor and the DD500. And we just sat there playing with that for like an hour, maybe two. And it was so much fun, because it was like, it was weird because we were both playing with the same sound. Like he was making the sound and then I was adjusting it, almost like a DJ sort of thing. Like every few minutes I'd look at him and go, oh, nice, when he'd make like a cool rhythm, or he was going to me go, what the fuck did you just do there? That's brilliant. And
Yeah.
I was adding all these sorts of time-based effects to it. So much fun to be playing with something that wasn't just a guitar or a synth or something. It was something completely different.
That's you've evolved to like noise rock level of dad.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded to me like there was a club that we used to go to that was open like until 4:00 in the morning. So when we'd been to all of our rock and metal clubs and they'd all closed about 1:00, 2:00 in the morning, we always knew that if we went to this other place, and it was below a gun shop, believe it or not.
Oh,
yeah, and it was the dodgiest place that you'd be. Like, you'd be in the toilets and some big guy would walk in holding someone else by like the scruff of the neck and go like, "You lot out," and you would get out and you'd be like, "Fucking hell," you know. Everyone was just off their face, and you would only go there if you wanted to be out late. You wouldn't go there if, like, for any other reason.
yeah, it's not the destination of choice.
Yeah, but I mean, it was something to do if you didn't want the night to end, and or go back to one of ours for a party. But the music we were coming out with just sounded exactly like the shit they used to play in there, but I was enjoying it. But you would enjoy it because you're drunk as fuck. It was fun. But yeah, it just took me back to then. I was like, oh my God, I haven't listened to this sort of stuff in years.
Nostalgic. Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, it was when garage was a thing. Do you remember that?
I remember. Music? Yeah, I remember garage. When they tried to rebrand R&B as well. It was no longer the thing that BB King did. It was kind of a subset of garage, wasn't it?
They had like an open mic garage thing that they were doing like for a moment, and he went, "Watch this," and he got up on the mic, and all he did was say "rubber ducky, rubber ducky, rubber ducky" over and over and over again, and everyone was like, "Yeah," because they were talking so fast when they were doing the garage music that it just sounded so like they were just like repeating the same words over and over and over.
Yeah, there was a lot of kind of. It was almost like the UK equivalent to rap and hip hop, wasn't it? It had that kind of vibe to it. But
yeah, it was a bit grimy though, wasn't it? But
yeah,
like,
I mean,
without actually being grime music, it was before that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's bit like that's kind of where it's evolved into, isn't it? But it was kind of like almost like a boy band version of grime. Is the best way I can describe it.
Oh, it was bad. I mean, it was bad, but people were well into it.
Yeah,
and I mean, when you're out on the night out, you just go with the flow, don't you? Just to it's better than sitting there moaning about it. Just try and enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, right. One more thing that I've done this week, and and then we've got our final bit of news, which I'm kind of loving. Yeah, so there's a budget fuzz that is pretty well known called the Q-Wave fuzz, and this one looks very similar. Like, same enclosure. It's like if you ignore the M and the dash, the wave bit is the same, the fuzz is the same, like the text's all the same on it. It looks really similar to the Q-Wave fuzz. And the Q-Wave fuzz, I think, kind of gained popularity through 60 Cycle Hum and his Affordable series. And it's kind of like, it was a bit fuzz-facey, a bit kind of spitty, a bit glitchy. It was like they'd made a fuzz, like they would aiming to make a kind of classic-sounding fuzz, but then purposefully biased it too low, so it almost kind of dies out before, like before your notes dying out. And then they changed it, so they did this version 1 Q-Wave fuzz, and then it's almost as if they kind of noticed the mistake that they made in the circuit, and they fixed it, quote unquote fixed it, but the second version was never as good. I've tried the second version. I've got the second version. I've done the second version on my channel. Decent sounding fuzz, but I think this M-Wave might be the original Q-Wave. So for all of those people after like the original one, the kind of glitchy and spitty and really Velcro-y sounding.
All five of you.
Yeah. But it's one of these, like a budget pedal classic, a bit like the Moore Tender Octiva Mark 1 and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
So just these kind of like hidden gems. But these M-Waves are like cheap as chips as well. I think it's like 25 quid for this. So
Jesus.
I know,
super cheap.
Yeah, for a like a really interesting sounding kind of spitty fuzz, you tend to have to pay a little bit more for that. Like, because cheap fuzz tends to sound really bad. It's one of these things that you can usually get a decent sounding kind of muff fuzz, but if you go for like the classic sounding fuzzes, the cheap companies just don't get it. They don't quite get it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably make yourself a really good sounding fuzz for about 25 quid.
However, you do need to know what you're doing.
I mean, it's fucking 5 transistors or whatever. No, not 5 transistors, 5 components. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
just stick them together with chewing gum.
But it's not about that. It's about selecting the correct components. Like, you could buy like a BC 108 transistor and put it into a fuzz face, but if it's not got the right kind of values to it, you're never going to turn it into that good sounding fuzz. And I think the Chinese companies, they like building them en masse. No one's checking them. No one's like seeing if that particular, the leakage or the HFE on it is within tolerance. They just go, yeah, it's together, it works, out the door.
Yeah, do you know what? I was talking to Justin Sabin, who owns Latent Lemon Effects, the guy who makes the Hertz pedal. And
yes.
I was talking to him this week, and he was saying that he was, it was like, what are you up to? And he was like, I'm just going through a pack of 1984 to 1988 germanium diodes just to check them out and just to make sure that they're working properly. So he's going through testing each individual one to make like these, just to make his standard pedal. I mean,
yeah,
that's the sort of love and attention you get from these companies who are going out there and making this stuff. When they're making things en masse, I mean, the love isn't there, is it?
Look, it's two different types of manufacture. Our Joe from Hello Sailor did look, he explains it really well on his channel about like why the cost of his pedals, because they're not cheap, they're like 200, 250 quid. But he explains why, like, where the cost for that comes in. And like he's done some videos on like him salvaging parts from like old radios and shit. And he's just like, I could buy a box of like 10 transistors, like 100, and maybe find 5 that fit within the parameters that I like for the specs in my pedals. Like it's in terms of, like, you have to buy this, like the entire pack of the components to be only able to use like 3 or 4 of them, a handful of them, and it might not. So the ones that you got at the radio, it was a case of like, oh, I'm really looking for something that I can make a fuzz face out of, but these ones aren't quite there. They might work for a range master. So it's a case of like, you have to adjust your plan on the fly based on what you've got as well. So if someone's asking, like, if someone is commissioning you for a fuzz face, then you could go through potentially like tens, hundreds of components to find the correct ones. And
yeah, absolutely.
It's all that wastage.
This is one of the benefits of silicon fuzzes is like they're pretty reliable. You don't need to go through as many. You don't need to go through any really. If you buy a type of silicon fuzz, they tend to be pretty good. When you're going down the germanium route, however, that's where you're going to have the issues.
Yeah, and it's like vintage parts as well. Like parts drift over time.
Yeah.
Like if you're buying a component with, I don't know, like a 5% tolerance that's modern day, then you can expect it to kind of be pretty much where you want it to be. If you're like buying a germanium transistor from like the 70s or the 80s, based on the specs that it had then, your guess is as good as mine based on how much of that's like how closely it's stuck to that spec, or if it's drifted too far to a point where it's useless now. So, like, it makes sense if you want that kind of mojo and you want these components that really look the part and that have the feel of a vintage pedal, then that's why you're paying the kind of the additional.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, listen, speaking of vintage gear and vintage music.
Right? Yes.
You can now buy an action figure of...
This is not the vintage news that we want to be talking about, but carry on. You've started, so you can finish.
Oh, dear. You can now buy an action figure of Nick Mason from Pink Floyd.
Yes, you bloody well can. From the Pompeii gig as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's not a as he is now action figure. It's in his prime, if you like, of when Pink Floyd were in their prime.
Yeah,
the whole band was together, and
yeah, they weren't actively at each other's throats. Yes, so there is an actual bit of news this week. It is Joe Bonamassa has released another Epiphone Les
action
Paul
figure.
Yay!
He probably does have one, doesn't he?
Probably, yeah. Not right next to his bath towels and slippers. But so it's
and his watches.
Yeah, it's a 1955 Les Paul standard in a finish called copper iridescent, which is a bit of a rare one. So he's basically like teamed up with Epiphone to produce a replica of this kind of like little rarity that he's got in his collection. It looks really cool. Yeah, it's a bit gold top, isn't it? But it's like dark gold top basically. So it's like almost kind of like brown top because it's so dark. But it's yeah, you've got the kind of the dark translucent back and sides. You've got the white kind of aged white plastics on it, and then you've got this. It's almost down to like a kind of chocolatey brown, but it's like
it's quite nice. It's nicer than we're making it sound.
Yeah, like
I think it's quite nice looking. It is a nice looking guitar, and apparently it's quite a rare finish. And I mean, it does just look black with a couple of soap bars in it. I'm honest, but there's something about it. It is a bit nicer at certain angles. It does get this like brown look,
yeah, kind of coppery thing to it. Yeah.
But it's almost two tone, isn't it?
Here you go. Joe says from a distance it looks brown, but under direct light the golden glitter in the finish shows. So it has got that kind of like duality to it, where it's got just a little kind of hidden beauty to it. It's a really nice looking instrument.
Of the originals, he owns 2 of them, and there's only 3 to be known. He owns 2 of the original out of 3 known models.
Oh wow! It's
such a fucking brag, isn't it? It really is.
So it's a standard fare. It's mahogany body, maple cap, mahogany neck. It's got a custom 59 rounded C profile. It does have a laurel board, but it's dark enough for you to go, yeah, right then. Graphtec nut, medium jumbo frets, P90 Pro pickups, CTS pots, Mallory caps, 50s wiring. So you're realistically not going to have to do much to this for it to be a very, very decent instrument. It also comes...
It does look bloody good. It looks quite flat on top as well. It doesn't look like it's got much of a carve to it. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. I'm looking at another picture.
It doesn't quite seem as extreme, does it? But
no.
Look, either way, it comes with a hard case as well. It comes with the Bonamassa Nerdville, California kind of stamp on it. Epiphone, and it does say fragile on it, which I mean, it's a Gibson. It's got the neck that suggests
not Gibson. It's an Epiphone.
Yeah, but like
shit the same.
It's got the pointers on it as well. The dialer pointers on the knobs, which I think is a really cool touch. The little kind of like metal triangles that point up. I like that.
Oh right, yeah. On the headstock. But yeah, so the main thing about this guitar is the price, of course, because with all Joe Bonamassa Epiphones, price is the thing. I think the most expensive ones we've seen are around £2,000, $2,000.
I don't think it ever got that much for the Epiphones, has it?
I think so. I was looking when we started talking about this earlier today. I started looking through and I saw some that were going for around 2,000.
What, used or new?
I don't know,
because I don't think they ever got that much. I don't think they ever got that much new. But I know, like, over the last year, Epiphone have been releasing signatures for 12 to 1,500, and I posted it up on my Insta and Facebook today. And the amount of people who are saying 12.99, 1,500. And I was saying, like, I understand why you're saying that. There were even a couple of people saying $2,000. And I was like, you know what? I can understand it. Like, where Epiphone have been for the past year, I understand it. But this is why this bit of news is not the shit news for this week and is actually our final bit of news, our kind of leading bit of news, is because they've priced it incredibly sensibly. So considering it is like all the appointments, so mahogany, it's got the P90 Pros, it's got the Mallory caps, it's got the CTS pots. From any other company, you'd be saying around, look, just under the grand mark, maybe. And it's exactly that. It's $799 UK.
I mean, that's not just under $1,000. That's a lot less than $1,000. That is where Epiphone prices, I think, should be for the highest.
Yeah. Look,
I think this is a good price for this. I really do. I think it's the right price for this. Not a good price, the right price.
Yeah. I can justify this one. I can justify the fact that they are charging this much for this. And like the Bonamassa stuff in Epiphone almost always sells out. Like it's collector stuff. They almost always sell out and they hold their value. I saw someone who was playing the Epiphone Lazarus, the Joe Bonamassa Lazarus. There was a guy who like an old kind of old rocker blues boy who I went to see a couple of months ago, and he was playing an Epiphone. I was like, "What is that? That's not just an Epiphone. Like, what is it?" And I had a chat with him, and he went
down the neck.
No, not with his. It weren't. It just looked like a standard kind of lemon drop Les Paul.
Right.
But he said, yeah, look, it's a Joe Bonamassa Lazarus. I've got Gibsons at home. I don't mind gigging this one because it was 800 quid and it sounds just as good. And I'm like, you know what? I couldn't have told the difference. If I didn't know that I was looking at an Epiphone based on the headstock, I could have swore that was a Gibson. Sounded fantastic. So they are serious instruments. They are gigging instruments. They also end up being collector's instruments. But they are usable instruments. And for 800 quid, you're getting an interesting finish. The copper iridescent or whatever it's called. I can't even remember. Was it copper iridescent?
Yeah, I think it is.
There you go. Copper,
it is.
So you're getting this copper iridescent finish, which you don't see every day. You're getting like mahogany. You're getting the open book. It's not quite the Gibson open book, but it's like the what was it? The Nashville headstock, or no, Kalamazoo, isn't it? Sorry.
It looks all right. I mean, it doesn't look the best, but it looks all right. It's
not the clipped wing headstocks that they used to do, so I'm happy.
No, true.
So it's a serious bit of kit. And we've got to applaud Epi. We have spent a lot of the year shitting on them for their decisions. This time they got it right. More of this, please, Epiphone.
Yeah, absolutely. To obviously them listening.
Yeah, of course they will. And that is a wonderful.
Do you know what? I totally forgot. I got a new guitar this week.
Yes, you did.
I totally forgot. Bloody good guitar as well. But I will make a video about it very soon, and then when I do, I'll come and talk to you all about that then.
I cannot wait. I'm quite excited about it, actually. Quite excited.
It's bloody good. It's really bloody good.
So we're going to extend a thank you to our listeners. You lot, you have made it to the end of one of these wonderful podcasts, and you are amazing for doing so. We're going to extend a thank you to our sponsor, which is affordable.co.uk. Check them out for all of your budget pedal needs. There will be more MVAVE stuff coming in the BudgetPedalChap channel shortly.
Microwave.
And the MVAVE microwave. Like on Friday was the fuzz. You might even get a double whammy. You know what? I might do 2 on the bounce. We'll have to see. So yeah, check them out at affordable.co.uk. We've also got Patreon backers who are fantastic people, and for as little as $2 a month, you can be part of that crew.
How much?
We have spaces.
That's a brilliant value.
Indeed, it's better value than the Epiphone iridescent copper Les Paul, and that is a good deal.
I mean, it's even cheaper than a budget pedal.
It really is. Yeah, you can't get a budget pedal for $2 a month.
Call it a budget Patreon, chap.
But the Patreon is tied to the podcast, not to my channel. So it's all of us. It's everyone. So our Patreon backers are as follows. We've got Mr. Adam Yeomans of Cheverton Effects. We've got Mr. Hughie Erection.
Okay.
We've got Mr. Mike Oxlong. And we've got Mr. Gary Goldencock.
Man with the golden cock.
We've got Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. We've got Mr. Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast, of the Second Button podcast, and the Off the Rails podcast. We have got Mr. Diabetes Foot. And lastly, but not leastly, we have got Mr. Jason Wharton of Jason Wharton 82 and of Pedal Boards of Doom.
Hey, Jason.
Indeed, who hopefully by tomorrow will be doing a little featurette on the update from the Tonex full fat Tonex.
Indeed,
I can't
do
wait
not
to
miss
hear
it. Do not.
I will also be updating mine very shortly because it's too good to miss out on, isn't it? If you want to catch me, I am BudgetPedalChap. You find me on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and Threads, and all of those are either at or /BudgetPedalChap. if you want to
catch me, you'll need a big net.
You may need a big net. I mean, YouTube is the home to the No Talk All Tone series.
Internet, get it? The internet.
Oh dear, it's been a while since you've done one of these, isn't it?
Sorry.
Yeah, YouTube is home to the No Talk All Tone series. It's also home to the Board on a Budget series, which is on its second dating, and there may even be a third one in the pipeline. Keep your eyes peeled, and give me some ideas for what you want to see. Unlike the chap who posted on the second Board on a Budget and said, "Do Yngwie Malmsteen next." Like, I don't have the chops for that, my man. I do not have the chops. I'm so sorry.
You can do it. You can do it.
I can't do Yngwie licks. I'm really sorry.
It's the going from the legato into the sweep without it without feeling like you've actually changed, going from one technique to another. It's like he just melds in and out of those techniques without any effort. That's the problem I have with him stuff.
He is a well practiced man, and I unfortunately do not have the hours in the day to match up with Yngwie Malmsteen. Anyway, Lee, where can we find you on the interweb nets?
You can find me on Facebook mostly, because I'm 40, and you can find us on the Pedalboards of Doom group. We have our wonderful YouTube channel managed by Budge himself.
That's me.
Where we put out videos every week, and hopefully soon more than every week, as in more regularly each week. We've got Instagram and other stuff, but Facebook is the main place to find us, where we have 166,000 members on our group, where you can go in and ask them any questions you have, and you can always hit me up directly as well.
If only we could get them just to donate £1 to the PBOD fund. Yeah, just throw us guys a quid. That would be a lot of money. I can't even work out the maths on that one.
I mean, I've wanted to do that for ages, but I mentioned it and people were like, "Oh, you could charge us to use the group," and I was like, "No." And they were like, "Oh, we're not standing for this." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then I didn't bother because I can't be bothered with the idiots.
Yeah, lots of complaints. Hey ho. So I think that's us for this week, isn't it? So from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap, from you, Lee, it will be a tatty bye and good night for this week.
Bye.
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 Bye. What do you call it when one banana eats another?
Okay, so we're talking about a play on words, cannibalism here. So I don't know.
Banana. Can a banana? I can't even pronounce it. Cannibananism. Cannibananism.
That is honestly, I mean, I saw where it was going, and I was like, no, it can't be that shit. But it was that shit.
I mean, it's funny, but it's funny because you're trying to pronounce the word cannibananism.
Cannabanalism.
Cannabananabalism. Fuck me.